Hi everybody, it's Maya, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my updated Rare Beauty routine using only Rare Beauty products. I have literally everything that the brand launched, including brand new items such as the new Rare Beauty blush shades. I just have one new shade. I have the new powder, and I also have, where is she? Where is she? I have the new bronzing stick that I'm going to be incorporating into today's video. I did post a TikTok about a week ago now of me trying out the products for the first time, and I fell in love, and I've been playing around with them the past few days and stuff to really get a thorough review for you guys. But I didn't just want to do a video just on the products because I do have that TikTok, but instead I am doing a full face of Rare Beauty once again on this channel. So without further ado, let's just get into this, and yeah, we're going to start off with some skin prep. So for the eyelids, I have the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer. I don't know the exact name of it, but it's the only eyeshadow primer on the site. And this primer has become my go-to eyeshadow primer. It does have a little bit of coverage to it, so it does kind of make your eyes a blank canvas, but it's not going to be like concealer. For the primer now, I'm using the pore diffusing primer. This primer is more of a, not mattifying, but it definitely is like a smoothing primer. It really smooths out your skin. This is my third bottle. I keep buying it. It's my favorite primer ever. Going in with foundation, I have the Rare Beauty foundation in the shade 180W. This foundation, honestly, amazing. It's so lightweight. You barely feel it on your face, and I don't know, it's like one of the first foundations that I fell in love with. Me and this foundation, we've had trials and errors. When I first was playing around with it, I actually hated it my first time using it, and that was because I didn't shake it before I used it. And then it was more so an issue with my skin. I wasn't prepping my skin properly, so I started applying it with just a sponge just for more hydration. And it's still fine to apply it with a sponge, but this brush, this Rare Beauty foundation brush, it is busted as hell. I have not washed it in a while. Side by side difference, let me show you. This is a brand new one that I got for blending out my bronzers and stuff. But yeah, this one is pretty old. I just haven't brought myself to washing it. For concealer, I'm going in with the shade 120C. I cannot find my 180W shade right now, so we're just gonna stick with the lighter shade. It's not the end of the world. I don't really care that it's really light, but it's super light. My favorite way to apply it is with a sponge. However, the concealer brush is amazing as well. This brush is basically the mini version of the foundation brush, and all her brushes are meant to be like your fingertips. I think that's why I like them so much, because they have that angle to them, and the density is literally perfect. I really love the concealer brush though, because it is so precise, and what I do is I blend it where I want it, but I don't blend it out. Like, this is not blended, but after I get it where I want it, this is just pretty much like building the coverage. I'll go over it with a sponge afterwards just to soak up the rest of it and blend it out. It's been a while since I actually sat down and did my makeup with all Rare Beauty products. Usually, I use the concealer paired with, a lighter coverage foundation, or I'll use the foundation. And like, I just always mix them with other makeup products. I rarely ever do a full face. Not because of any specific reason, but I rarely have like the collection in front of me, all the products. Like, I have them all mixed around, so I just grab what I'm into that day. I'm curious to see how my makeup turns out today using all Rare Beauty. Moving on, I actually want to highlight the skin now, so I'm going to take the liquid highlight in the shade Enlighten. This is the lightest shade that they carry, and I'm actually going to apply a little bit more than usual just to, because it's going underneath my makeup. And I'm taking the Rare Beauty foundation brush that I didn't use for foundation, just the one I have laying around, just to blend that up where I want it. I usually like to highlight before I go in with powder and stuff now, just because I don't want to have like a whole stripe on my cheek. I'd rather have the glow come from within. That's kind of what I've been into. Next, we're going to go in with the bronzer. So this is a new product. Where is it? I can never find it. Okay. This is the bronzer packaging. It's super cute, sleek, and this is what it looks like. Just looks like any other stick bronzer. And this is in the shade Happy Soul. I love the way this bronzer performs. It's super creamy and easy to blend. If you saw my TikTok, you saw that. I love this bronzer, but it goes on so easily. You know, you don't really have to spend much time blending it. And yeah, it just makes me excited to bronze my skin. So, I'll show y'all. Just staying precise with it. That's why I also like these brushes, because they are pointed. So you could go in there and just really focus where you want the product to go. And then you could stamp it into the skin when you're done blending out the shape that you want. On the forehead, I never usually know how to bronze or contour my forehead properly. I just kind of throw it up there. And then the jaw, bringing it a little bit higher up just to sharpen. And that is one side done. And yeah, let's move on to this side. What I also like is you can keep it on your face and it's not going to like dry down or anything. It still stays very creamy and blendable. Like there's other products, I never bought them or encountered them, but I do know a lot of people have troubles like when they apply their cream products and then after a while it gets super hard to blend because it's just sitting on my skin for so long. But with this product, that's not the case. You can really take your time blending it and you don't really have to worry about it, you know, going anywhere. Let's do my nose. Just gonna softly get that. And whatever's left, just down to warm it up. Do the lips and my jaw. And we are nice and bronzed. I'm just going to go over everything with this sponge just to make sure that it's all, you know, blended. There's no harsh lines, just in case I forgot to blend something as well as I want. If I don't hit it with my sponge, I feel like it's not blended. But that's the bronzer. I love this shade so much. It definitely adds a nice healthy warmth to my face. And yeah, it performs really well. I love it a lot. Moving on to blush. So this is the liquid blush and I have mine in the shade Encourage. This is a little bit of a deeper shade. I will go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a swatch of that. It's kind of like a mauve berry and it, you know, pinky brown kind of shade. It is really pretty. Now, I will admit, it is a little dark for my skin tone. Maybe I applied a little bit too much, but you know, you gotta be careful with these blushes. They are super pigmented, so just be careful. Just know what you're doing. And I'm gonna be blending this out with the new Rare Beauty blush brush. I'm obsessed with this brush. It is angled as well, and it's super big. It fits the cheek literally perfectly, and you can stipple your blush in or you can swipe it. And I don't know, I love the way this brush looks. You know, I will have to say it's a little bit spiky. You know, with any brush like these that has like this stippling, I'll show you guys up close. Those little stippling brushes in there, or bristles, I would say. When you like do this with it and stuff, it does get a little bit spiky, you know, but I feel like with these brushes, it's kind of hard to not do that, but it takes a little bit of getting used to and trying to figure out how to apply it the best without it getting spiky on you. But I had to mention that just in case you're somebody who has super sensitive skin and, you know, that would bother you. But it doesn't really bother me too much. It does the job, it blends my blush amazingly. So I'm going to apply just one dot right over there, and we are going to start blending her. So just bouncing it along the cheek and swiping it. Now, you see how that little dot just absolutely went the whole mile. However, I'm someone who loves blush. I like when my cheek is completely full of blush, so I don't mind it. And that looks crazy, I know. So you're going to take your sponge and just blend the edges around, making sure it's not harsh or anything. I applied a better amount on this side. This is how it's supposed to go. This side it got a little too out of hand, but as you can see over here. Perfect. And then I'm just going to take what's left on my nose, like that, and that's the blush. Super cute and just makes your cheeks look nice and like squeezable. Also, she has the cream blushes in, you know, traditional cream blush kind of form. This is the shade Nearly Rose. I'm going to be applying a little bit of this over top just to add, you know, a little bit of pink in there, a little bit more pink. Yeah, I like that she gives two blush options because some people prefer liquid blushes and some prefer cream blushes. I like both of them equally. I think they both perform really well. It's just really up to your preference and what you believe is better for you. So now we're going to set down the skin with powder, but before we do that, I'm going to take the 4-in-1 mist and just spritz my face and just get it moisturized before I go in with powder. Really soaking it in there. And I'm going to take my sponge and just blend that in. I usually like to do this before powder just to ensure that, you know, if my skin was dry, now it has more hydration to it and it won't get any more dry with the powder, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is the setting powder in the shade Light. I really do love this powder. It's super pretty. The packaging is super cute as well. And she released the powder brush to go along with it. This brush is beautiful. It is a little bit dense but also fluffy, and it just is shaped like a beauty blender, so it gets right in there. I love it. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of the powder and lightly set that under the eyes, on the chin, basically just like tapping it where I want it. And now that all the excess is off, now I'm just going to really get in there. I don't like to stamp the powder in as soon as I get it on the brush. I usually like to you know, put it in its place, and then once I have nothing left on the brush, then I'll go in and actually like press all the powder in there, if that makes sense. That's just how I like to do things. But taking a little bit more now, and we are going to stamp the cheeks a little bit, get the nose and the under eyes once again, as well as the forehead. Usually if I'm not using a sponge to apply the powder, I will go in twice with the brush, because the sponge always carries a lot more powder than a brush does. So just to ensure that I'm set the way that I like it, I'll do it twice. And yep, we're nice and set down, but we didn't lose any of that glow from within. You know, everything is set down and not sticky. It wasn't sticky to begin with, but you know that feeling where your face isn't set. I love this brush a lot. I don't have any brushes like this that really set my face in a good way. And yeah, I really love the powder. I don't usually use loose powders. I am a compact powder kind of person, or a pressed powder person, but yeah, this loose powder is pretty, and it did fix my skin problems. My forehead isn't nearly as dry as it was before I set my face. There's no glitter in the powder. Somebody asked on my TikTok if the powder does have any glitter or like shimmer in it. It does not. It is completely like normal. There's no scent in it or anything like that. But it's called like the soft radiance powder, I believe. So I can see why people would think that it has glitter in it and that it's going to make you glowy. But what it does is it sets down your face, and it doesn't mattify your face. It like blurs your skin and it sets your makeup in place, but it's not going to mattify, if that makes sense. Just brought you guys in just a little bit closer, and we're going to start with the eyes. So to start off, I'm actually going to go in with the liquid eyeshadows. This is in the shade Nearly Mauve, and I love these liquid eyeshadows. They are super easy to use, and she launched the liquid eyeshadows along with this eyeshadow brush. It's just like a flat, compact brush, just like all the other ones that she has, but this is like an eyeshadow one. I love this brush for blending out liquid eyeshadows, or for, you know, getting pressed glitter on the lids. It's like works the exact same as your finger, so I really like it for that. But yeah, this is in the shade Nearly Mauve, and I'm just going to apply a little bit as the base. I will be going in with actual powder eyeshadow on top of this, but I just wanted like a base color. And I also want to show you guys how these perform. So yeah, super pigmented, super easy to use. They blend really far. And once you're done sort of like blending them, they do set in place and they're not going to like crease or get all nasty. So yeah, once that is sort of in the spot that you want it, then you can go in and take a fluffier brush and just sort of blend the edges around, just so it's not so harsh. Yep, that's really easy, really simple, one and done kind of shade. I just wanted to show you guys how these perform. You could easily throw on a lip, throw on some mascara, and call it a day with this, but I'm still gonna go extra. So for the eyeshadows, I have two eyeshadow palettes. These are the Discovery eyeshadow palettes. I love these. So the first one, which is the original one, is in the shade True to Myself. And this is just more of your warm toned, you know, everyday kind of palette. You can really make this palette natural, like for an everyday look, or you can spruce it up, make it like a nice date look or night look with this. I really like these shades. However, I don't really use this too much because I don't typically gravitate towards these shades when doing my eyeshadow. Then she launched the Came to Play palette, and this one is definitely more me. It is more of the cool toned, purpley kind of palette. I always go in with this because this pink shade right here, you know, the purples, this stunning like purple shimmery color, and then this I don't know what it's called, it's iridescent glitter. beautiful on the eyes. I literally brought this on vacation with me, and only eyeshadow palette I used. You can create a bunch of different looks with it. It doesn't have to be purple. You can definitely make it more natural and stuff, but yeah, I don't know, I kind of want to use both today. Maybe we'll see. We're going to start by taking this beautiful pink shade, and I'm going to take that and just sort of run that through the crease just to, you know, get that pinky base down. And then next I'm going to take this and I'm going to pick that up, throw that in the actual crease and outer edge just to sort of deepen the look a little bit. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with this purpley shade, and I'm going to use the eyeshadow brush that she has just to show you how it performs. And I'm going to take that all over the lid. It's a beautiful shade with just the perfect amount of shimmer in it. It's so pretty. Now I'm going to go in with this palette, and I'm going to take that super dark brown shade from it, and I'm going to use that as my eyeliner. So I'm just lining the lash line with it. Rare Beauty does have a liquid liner as well, but I bought that when it first launched back in July, I think 2020. So it's over a year old at this point, so it does still have a little bit of color to it, but I didn't want to use it because it's not, you know, it doesn't perform how it does if it's brand new, so I didn't want to like show you guys that and have y'all be like, the eyeliner sucks, when it doesn't. It's actually really good. I just haven't bought another one because I have so many other liners in my collection right now. And enough with this palette. I just wanted to use the brown for the eyeliner, but I'm gonna go back in with that pink shade and throw that underneath just for a little bit of a blend from top to bottom. And then last, we're gonna take the shimmery iridescent shade and throw that right on top. Just be careful with this glitter because it can get everywhere and get all over your face, which is why a lot of people did not like it. But you just gotta like learn to use it correctly and just be super careful with it. And that glitter is just so pretty. It kind of adapts to whatever lighting you're in. If you are in purple lighting, it's gonna look purple. If you are in regular lighting like me, it's gonna reflect my light back at me. But it really is beautiful. It just is a beautiful eyeshadow type topper, and it just makes the look that much more put together and stuff. So yeah, so the Rare Beauty mascara has been a life changer for me and for a lot of people. A lot of people love this mascara, including myself. It's just top tier. It's really great. This is the wand. It is a little bit on the expensive side, but it is so worth it. I've not used this mascara in like a month or two because I've been playing with other mascaras, but curious to see the difference now that I'm not used to it anymore. And it does stay on all day. Doesn't smudge or flake or any of that. And to me it gives like that false lash effect. And then I'm just going in now and sort of curling my lashes with my finger. I don't believe in eyelash curlers. I just go on with my finger afterwards and just sort of push them up, and it works. So for the lips, I have quite a few options. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do a mixture of all of them. So we will see. So I have the lip balms. What are these called? The Dewy Lip Balms, and this is in the shade Empathy. I think that this shade will actually match the look pretty well, but then again, all of them will. It's just sort of like a darker pink kind of shade, like a Your Lips but better kind of shade, but I don't know if I want to use that today. Also, I have these two lip glosses. I will be using one of these. This is nearly mauve and this is nearly rose. I'm leaning more towards nearly mauve, but nearly rose will look cute too. I don't know. And I saw someone on TikTok take liquid blushes and actually use that as like a lip stain. So I think I'm leaning more towards that because I've never done it before. So I think I'm actually going to try that. Just, take a dot. And then use my finger. Oh yeah. Oh wow, that actually works really well. Wow. That was super easy and it feels like nothing is on my lips at all. It just feels like my lips. It's not really drying or anything. And that's a really pretty shade. It's like a soft, it reminds me of the lip souffles. I don't own those, but it's giving me the same effect that those give off. I think I'm gonna do this from now on. Use this as lip gloss or lipstick. And I think I'm going to top it with the pink lip gloss just because I threw a little bit of pink in my blush. So let's do that. This is the Nearly Rose, and these applicators are so fun. Yeah. Yeah, that was the right decision. This is the finished look. What do we think? I feel so cute today. I feel so put together. I love the way that my makeup just turned out. Wow, stunning. If you are interested in any of my other rare beauty videos, I will have them all linked down below. Yeah, what's your favorite product if you do own any products? I'm interested to find out what your favorite products are. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And hopefully I see you guys next time.